I've been a social worker for over 35 years in our community, and the population that I'm committed to and the most passionate about is our young people. We have an opportunity to shape these lives in a way that makes sure that they are successful.
Homelessness means like you got nowhere to go. Like even if you have no friends to go to, like you just have a family that doesn't want you at the house, so you have literally nowhere else to go but like the street.
San Diego Youth Services serves any youth at risk or struggling with any issue that would come across a youth of today here in San Diego County.
You feel like giving up when you don't have anything, you have no money, you have nothing to your name. You feel like a disappointment to yourself because you allowed yourself to get to that point.
I was stressed out at the moment, like I wasn't thinking properly in my head, and I was like self-harming, not knowing like what I was doing. So at that point, like I knew I didn't want to go too far. So I called 911, and then they came in and they took me to the hospital to get evaluated.
Suicide was a constant thought. It definitely was, especially once it reached that 2-3 month mark, because if I've been doing this for 1 month and then it's the second month, you think it's just going to be a common trend. Like, how long do I have to deal with this?
90% of the time, 9 times out of 10, there's no control that our youth have in being able to make a decision to avoid or get out of the way of having to experience homelessness or being at risk of it.
Like many individuals, I think homelessness begins when you're just not in a stable home environment. And for youth, that is particularly challenging because many of them can come from unwelcoming or unfriendly family environments, and that's a real sad state for them.
That oftentimes leads to a young person having to leave the home.
There are many signs of homelessness, and probably there's that signs that we don't necessarily see. It's not a choice. They are homeless for many different reasons and situations. And I think as caregivers and protectors, we have to understand that and try to the best of our ability to support them and help them.
So SDYS has target locations embedded in multiple communities across San Diego in which we stage our staff in ways that they can be supported and get them on a path to where they're going to be sustainable and safe.
Luckily, San Diego Youth Services provides a continuum of services that we're often able to refer the youth into for aftercare, whether they go to our Safe Place or Counseling Co. or to one of the PEI programs. We make sure that we look into our resource for that family to connect to and to become healthy.
The prevention and early intervention services that San Diego Youth Services offers are critical. Look, the earlier that we can intervene, the earlier that we can be able to identify help, we'll be able to get them better redirected into solutions that work for them as individuals a lot faster.
San Diego Youth Services looks at prevention on 3 levels. At first, we're looking to see how can we prevent a youth from experiencing trauma, from experiencing abuse. Another level is, okay, a youth has experienced a trauma or some negative challenge. How can we equip that youth to be prepared for those challenges in a way that they make healthy choices? And lastly, we have services that are working with youth that are pretty much in survival mode. They're at their wits' end. They're already arrested for the first time, or they're already been exploited, or they've already experienced tremendous abuse at home. But how can we prevent them from experiencing more? Going from that child that was abused at home who didn't learn healthy parenting to be a healthy parent to their own child.
Being a part of SDYS, it has helped me a lot. And now that I have a son, they all kind of come in together and try to help me with the things that I need. They ask if I need anything for my son or for me. And it's just really helpful to have these supporters by my side.
So my next step right now is like just finishing anything I have to do in school and like give me skills to like get a job, which will help me like live independently.
They are kids. They have their whole future in front of them. And given resources and options and opportunities, they can be healthy and productive adults.
That's why many of us work daily, as has been seen in many circumstances, especially with San Diego Youth Services. Once you build that trust, you've just built a new person. It's very powerful.
I think what's good about being here is like you feel comfortable, like you can connect with other youth. I know staff members also have their stories too, so like you can talk to them, you know, and you just feel comfortable.
A quality community is going to be critical for us to have success here in the San Diego region when we think about how we're going to meaningfully reduce and end homelessness. But it also is about us becoming educated, understanding homelessness, being compassionate, but also being engaged to help provide solutions for the people that are in need.
That's what I would say for other youths. If you want to get somewhere in life, take action. Us youth shouldn't have to be on the streets. And we should just go out there and get help just so that we can better our lives.
People should donate to SDYS just because like they help the age group where it's like me. And it's like they kind of don't give up on people like me. And I appreciate that because sometimes like you might be out there and you might not really even like care about yourself. You need somebody to like not give you a hand out, but give you a hand up.
We have a choice now where we can invest in our young people, make sure that they have a life that is successful, that they have the skills, the education, and the opportunities to be self-sufficient and be on their own. Come join us, partner with us, help us make a difference for these young people, help us expand these programs, help us make sure these programs are around for future generations to come. I invite you to come and take a look at us and be part of our efforts.